I do not know how it's cracked it. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Richard, I've got Koobs with us, Jonathan's over there and Fabio's over here. So today I'm hopefully going to be painting. I'm several days behind because I found some bits that I needed to do that needed done before painting, and I thought I was ready for painting, it was all primed and everything. And then I found a couple of dints, so I've filled those, re-primed it, and we're ready to go, but I need to get it all masked up again and cleaned up. So this is all to clean down. I'm going to do the roof again. How many times have I painted the roof? I don't know, maybe 5 times now, but I'm still not happy with it, so it's getting done again. Yay! So the roof's to do, the doors and the side skirts are to do, door handles and the door mirrors, and a couple of little bits of the mould to paint as well. So they're all getting done white. Once that's done and cured, I'll be able to do the black, but I can't do the black until the white's cured, so I won't be doing that today. Once I've got this done, I'll be moving over onto the clam. Let's go and have a look at the clam. That's the top part of the mould done now. Jonathan's done the front part of the mould and he's just working out the fences that are going to go down the front edge of the vent. It's a really tricky bit, so it needs a fence on it, but if you come around here, you're not going to be able to see it. So this was stood up on its end the other day doing this part. So if you have a look at that bit there, Jonathan was doing that the other day, so he had to have it tipped up on its back. And we left it like that to cure. It had went off, come back in the next day, and the wind blew the clam over, and it hit these gas bottles right on the inside there, and it's, I don't know if you see that, can you see that? It's hard to see, but there's a crack appeared, which this side was completely cut away, because we lengthened this and moved all this pod a long time ago now, but it's caused a crack in there. Now, when you feel how thick that is, Jonathan, I do not know how it's cracked it. No, it's matting. It's 2 centimeters thick. It's massive thick in there, but it is like 5-7 layers thick in fiberglass matting. Like, it's amazing how that's cracked. So it's just a hairline crack, which I will have to repair, but it is what it is. These things happen. So that's what Jonathan's doing anyway. He's starting to work on the return moulded edges, and I'm doing the roof. Megan always says about the way that I wrap Christmas presents and birthday presents. She says I'm absolutely awful at it, and to be honest with you, I am. But I always say to her I can wrap a car better than I can wrap a present. So I made her watch one of my videos the other day to prove it. So I've done a repair here, and I've got primer right up to, and filler right up to this line. And you can see where I taped it off. I don't want to be peeling my paint off, but I need to get the tape off. And because I've built up a little bit of filler and spray over the tape, it went quite hard on it and it doesn't want to come off, so I kind of got to very carefully take it off because I don't want it to pull the paint off. Well, the primer. And that bit of white there, I think what's happened is I've actually sanded through the masking and that bit there's got painted. So I'll just cut that off, give it a little trim down. So there's just a little bit in there now. I think I'm going to go back in and black that, but for now I just need to hit that edge a little bit. So I've messed my masking up there because I've obviously went too far, because the edge is actually there. So that can be remasked now, but I want to clean it off first. Where's my brush? So that's just a bit of thinners just to wipe off this top edge so that my tape sticks to it better. I'm going to go black. I don't really need to worry about that. I'll just let the overspray go down, and then I'm not going to mask the black off as such. I'm just going to cover over the back window and this back area, but it's all right for the white to blow over into that back window and the other door to do. So the roof needs, because I'd rubbed it with 2000 ready for polish, that's not rough enough for paint, so I need more of a mechanical key. So I'm red Scotch-Brighting it, but I seen this the other day. Someone got a bit of Scotch-Brite and stuck it to the DA. I thought, that's genius. Like, absolute genius. It sticks to the Velcro. So I'm just wiping this down now, getting all the excess dust off it, and then I'm going to go over it with a tack rag. Still got a couple of little bits of masking to finish off, but we're almost there with the prep on. His compressor's super temperamental. His compressor is super temperamental. When you switch it on, it's supposed to pump. Sometimes it doesn't pump. It's a long story, it's hard to explain. It's blowing air, but it's not building up pressure. It's just blowing off dust that is sitting about on the masking. That's just going to stop the paint getting down the back there. The paint actually did get down the back there last time, so I'm going to have to black it anyway, but it keeps it neat. So we're almost there. It's all to tack rag and panel wipe. I've got those bits to sort out, but the car's now masked. So when I blow spray gun like low down, when I'm painting the bottom of the sill, it will kick up all the dust. So putting the water down holds the dust down, so that's why I'm doing that. This is one of the things that I'm really looking forward to for getting into the new building. I'll have everything sorted out, because obviously I'm just squatting in Jonathan's garage, like taking up whatever bit of space I can and trying not to make too much mess. But it's difficult because I've got everything piled on top of everything else. So round there, I'll have a paint mixing area, and my cups will be there, and my mixing stick, and all my paints and my spray guns and all that sort of stuff. It'll all be in one place, but at the minute it's quite difficult, so I'm looking forward to that. So the mix ratio on the paint is 3 parts paint to 1 part hardener. So on the cup you've got little lines there, so there's my 3. So I fill it up to there, and then it goes up to there with activator, and then there is my thinners. So while that's going off, I'm going to put another coat on it. I'm just going to mix a little bit more paint. The mirrors are alright, the handles are alright, the other bits are alright, but the doors and the sills need another coat. So the top of this panel was absolutely plagued with pinholes because I messed the gel coat up, and even though I've primed it a couple of times, I'm still getting problems with pinholes. So what I'm doing is I've got a cable tie there, and I'm just dabbing a little bit of paint on the end, and then just dabbing the paint onto the pinhole, stroke into the pinhole. So what it does is it helps fill in the pinhole. It leaves a little nipple of paint, but I can come along, because I'm going to flatten and polish it anyway. I just need to flat those out. I'd rather be flattening those out than having pinholes in the paint. Once it's cured and I flat that out, you won't be able to see them, but you would have been able to see the pinholes, so it looks a bit savage, but it'll give it a better finish at the end of the day. Like I say, I'd rather have that than a bunch of tiny little pinholes. They're so small you can probably not even see them. Some of them aren't even a hole, they're just a little low spot. Right, that's us back at the studio. Didn't record an ending while we were out at the garage, so we're doing one now. I thought I'd get Koobs in the shot as well, instead of him being in behind the camera. Today I've had Koobs there partly because I was painting, and it's really, I've said over and over again, it's really difficult making these videos and recording and doing everything and speaking to you guys and thinking about what I'm doing at the same time. So it is a massive help, but I think today you've seen how intense it can be sort of behind the camera. I would have struggled today to film what we've done. You know, he's now realised that even his camera, which is a very expensive camera, has got a bit of overspray on it, hasn't it? And this is why my camera, which is it's covered in overspray and filler and stuff like that. And when I've got paint all over my hands, or resin all over my hands, or filler all over my hands, it's really difficult to even press the buttons. This button's covered in filler. It is a massive help having Koobs there to film. So I wanted to get Koobs in this bit as well, because I don't think that you guys watch the videos, and I don't know whether people think that I edit them or what, but it's not me, it's Koobs, and he puts hours and hours and hours into it. There's a lot of stuff that gets edited out. There's a lot of stuff that you don't see. One of the things, you've seen the erms, right? I don't know whether you've been back and seen the erm video where he left all the erms in and done the count, but just explain to it it's things that I say. What are they?
So there's 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 but, and a lot of them buts don't have an ending to them. And there's so he does like combos as well. There'll be like a but, and there's all sorts. But there is quite a lot of them.
And he sits there behind his computer, like sometimes you get quite frustrated, don't you? Oh, what were you telling us to not do today? You said something about, I think it was the finishing sentences again, wasn't it?
Yeah. But you didn't use.
And saying yeah a lot. Like apparently I say yeah a lot when I'm talking to Jonathan. Like, and I'm just agreeing with what he's saying, and that's why I'm saying yeah. But for Koobs, it turns into an editing nightmare because I'm sort of talking over Koobs. So it's over Jonathan. So it's really handy for me to have him there, but I can't have him there all the time, because a lot of the time while I'm at the garage, he's here working, dealing with stuff that's coming in the front door, answering the phone, editing videos, making t-shirts. There's so much stuff that Koobs does that it's kind of hard to pin it down. I mean, give us a list of all the stuff that you're doing at the minute.
So obviously working on the vlogs, working on videos for a new taxi app.
Yeah.
And it's still working on some Soulfest videos, multiple websites.
You're doing a music video for my daughter as well.
Yeah, doing a music video, and I probably forgot about a lot as well.
There's a bunch of stuff that you're on with, plus the ongoing day-to-day stuff. Like I say, when the phone rings in the tattoo studio, it's Koobs that answers it. So he's part receptionist, part web designer, part videographer, part video editor. Is that the same thing as videographer?
No.
Yeah, so it's two different things, isn't it? So he does so much, and you know, proper works his ass off. And Koobs to be involved a little bit more in the videos, because I think he should get a little bit more credit than what he does, because he's in the background, you know what I mean? And I'd like to get him involved in the videos. I want to do a full video on Immortal Media and what it is and what we do, because like this room in itself is quite a thing. We use it a lot. Some of the most fun times I've ever had in my life are in this room. And just thanks for everything that he does for us behind the scenes, because he's a little bit of a unsung hero in the whole thing, really. I would not be able to do this, and I flat out wouldn't do this YouTube channel at all if it wasn't for him. It's just because I've got access to his skill set and his knowledge, and he's here anyway. And I did employ Koobs as a videographer to help us with all this stuff, but he's just became so much more than that. He makes t-shirts, hoodies, he like I say, he does websites, and when he came here he couldn't do websites. It's something that he's learnt to do. There's not been one thing that I've chucked at him, and I do chuck a lot of stuff at you, don't I? I'm like, can you
t-shirts? I don't know.
Yeah, the t-shirts. Yeah. It was like, right, I want to start printing our own t-shirts. And so he was just like, right, okay, spot on. The other week we were messing on with the laser. He's learning how to use the laser so that we can create like laser products, from pieces of art, lasering images onto stuff, to, you know, cutting out stuff. But all the way along this, I wanted to show people what it's like to be a creative person, someone who gets off their arse and follows through with the ideas that they've got, and, you know, makes something of it. So like, I hope that it would inspire other people to do the same, because I'm just a normal-ish dude. I wouldn't say I'm quite normal, but I'm pretty much the same as anybody else. It's just I get more excited about an idea, and I've got this belief in my head that if someone else has done it, then I can do it as well. You know, so I don't have a lot of like kind of self-limiting beliefs. So, and I think right the way through this, I've proved that. Like, look at what's happened with the RB200. It's went from a kit which was an absolute disaster. I've not only created a car that a body of a car that's really special and really good, but also underlying right the way through this is turning into a business. Not YouTube, the car. I'm getting a unit, I'm getting a workshop to build these things. I'm gonna start selling these things. So by default, by watching all these videos, you've actually seen me create an opportunity for myself, and not just a car, an opportunity and a business. And, you know, going into the future, you're going to see how that business develops as well. So everything that I wanted to put out there and show people, I've actually done it right like live. You know, that's how things happen. I didn't plan on turning this into a business. Immortal Media was a business, and, you know, that's grown and evolved. But just on the stuff that I do in the garage and the car, like, it's clear, isn't it? When you look at the journey of what's happened, you can see the evolution of it, and this created that, and then that caused that to happen, and all the way along, I'm like just following. Well, I've said it before. Joseph Campbell said this: "Follow your bliss, and doors will open where there were only walls." And that's kind of how I live my life. I just do the things that I love to do, and more opportunities to do the things that I love to do come along because I'm doing the things that I love to do. And I just, hopefully that's a good example to be setting, and I'm proving that it works over and over again. All we are is the result of what we have thought. When I thought to myself, right, I can turn this into a business. I've made something good here, and, you know, people will buy this kit. People will want these cars, and it doesn't matter how many we sell. We don't need to sell a lot because I'm enjoying what I'm doing anyway. But I think that there is a good start of a business here, and it's something that I feel really comfortable with. That, you know, that I'm enjoying myself constantly, even though, like, the struggles, the hard times, the problems, the having to redo things, you know, you just don't let yourself get knocked on your ass. You know, I've got Rise and Shine tattooed on my chest backwards, so that I'm the one that sees it in the mirror when, you know, in the morning. And you know, I think we've got to do that. Nothing's straightforward, nothing's easy. You know, the more you do it, the easier it gets, and the better you get at it. So I think we've got better at making the YouTube videos, even the thumbnails. You know, like, look at how the thumbnails were. Go back and have a look on the channel how the thumbnails were, and have a look at the thumbnails now. You know, we're consistently, and again, Koobs makes the thumbnails. So that's something else he's had to learn to do. But now we've got like a format for the thumbnails. Yeah, we're constantly trying to improve, and I'm constantly trying to set a good example. Not just you know, the people around us, and you know, my family and my kids and what have you. So you got to do your best all the time. But But that's what goes on in behind the scenes anyway, and it's a lot of the stuff that people don't see. So like I say, just sort of get Koobs in this bit, and I want to start making more videos with him, get him involved a little bit more. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, pressing all the buttons, all that good stuff, and we'll see you on the next video. Say bye, Koobs.
Bye. I was the Jonathan today.
Yeah.